The entertainment world is mourning the heartbreaking loss of James Van Der Beek, the actor best known for bringing Dawson Leery to life on the iconic teen drama, Dawson's Creek. He died at 48 following a courageous battle with stage 3 colorectal cancer, leaving behind not only a grieving family but an entire generation of fans who grew up watching him on screen. Van Der Beek's passing has sparked an outpouring of tributes from former castmates, Hollywood peers, and devoted viewers who credit him with helping to shape the emotional landscape of late 90s and early 2000s television. For many, he wasn't just an actor, he was a defining face of their youth. The face of a generation. When Dawson's Creek premiered in 1998, few could have predicted just how deeply it would resonate. At the center of the series was Dawson Leery, an earnest, film-obsessed teenager navigating friendship, first love, heartbreak, and self-discovery in the fictional town of Capeside. Van Der Beek was only 20 when he stepped into the role of the 15-year-old dreamer, but he brought a sincerity and vulnerability that felt rare at the time. Dawson wasn't the typical cool teen lead, he was sensitive, introspective, and openly emotional, and that authenticity struck a chord. Through 6 seasons, audiences watched Dawson wrestle with ambition, jealousy, romance, and identity. His complicated relationships with Joey Potter, Katie Holmes, Pacey Witter, Joshua Jackson, and Jen Lindley, Michelle Williams, became cultural touchstones. Love triangles sparked heated debates. Tearful confrontations became meme-worthy moments long before social media existed. More than anything, Van Der Beek's portrayal helped normalize emotional honesty in young male characters. At a time when teen dramas often leaned into rebellion or sarcasm, Dawson's earnestness felt revolutionary. It allowed viewers, especially young men, to see vulnerability not as weakness, but as strength. Castmates speak out following news of his death. Tributes from his Dawson's Creek family quickly filled social media. Former co-stars shared heartfelt messages reflecting on the years they spent working together and the deep bonds formed during the show's run. Kerr Smith, who played Jack McPhee, described Van Der Beek as a brother and expressed gratitude for having shared such a formative chapter of life with him. Busy Phillips, who joined the series in later seasons, remembered his warmth and humor, calling him one of a kind. Others highlighted not just his talent, but his kindness behind the scenes, his ability to lighten the mood during long shooting days, his generosity with new cast members, and his unwavering professionalism. The tone of the tributes was consistent. James wasn't just admired as a performer, he was deeply loved as a person. A career beyond Capeside. While Dawson's Creek defined his early career, Van Der Beek proved he was far more than one role. Shortly after the series began, he starred in Varsity Blues, a coming-of-age sports drama that became a cult classic. His performance showcased a different side, confident, intense, and commanding. In the years that followed, he appeared in a wide range of television series, from crime procedurals to sitcoms. He demonstrated a willingness to poke fun at himself, notably playing exaggerated versions of his public persona in comedic roles. That self-awareness endeared him to a new generation of viewers who may not have grown up with Dawson Leery but appreciated his humor and authenticity. He also competed on reality shows, showing another layer of his personality, playful, determined, and unafraid to step outside his comfort zone. Though he could have coasted on nostalgia, Van Der Beek consistently chose projects that allowed him to evolve. He embraced reinvention rather than resisting it, proving his longevity in an industry that often struggles to move child and teen stars into adulthood. A courageous battle. In late 2024, Van Der Beek publicly revealed that he had been diagnosed with stage 3 colorectal cancer. The announcement stunned fans but also inspired an overwhelming wave of support. Rather than retreating from public life, he chose transparency. He spoke candidly about the physical and emotional toll of treatment. He encouraged others to prioritize screenings and listen to their bodies. His openness turned personal hardship into advocacy. Even as his health declined, he remained engaged with fans and former cast. He appeared virtually at charity events and reunions when he was able, expressing gratitude for the community that had supported him since his early 20s. Those close to him described his approach to illness as courageous and grounded in faith and love for his family. He focused on making memories with his wife, Kimberly, and their 6 children, often sharing reflections on fatherhood and gratitude. In the face of unimaginable difficulty, he modeled resilience. The impact of Dawson's Creek. Impossible to separate James Van Der Beek from the legacy of Dawson's Creek. The series helped pave the way for future teen dramas by proving that young audiences were hungry for layered storytelling and emotionally complex characters. The show tackled themes that felt bold at the time, sexuality, mental health, identity, grief with sincerity. And at the center of it all was Dawson's wide-eyed belief in love and storytelling. For viewers who came of age in that era, the show marked pivotal moments in their own lives: first crushes, first heartbreaks, dreams about the future. Watching Dawson chase filmmaking aspirations while stumbling through relationships mirrored the uncertainty many teens felt themselves. That's why the reaction to Van Der Beek's passing has been so profound. It's not just the loss of an actor, it's the loss of someone who was woven into formative memories. Social media has been flooded with fans revisiting iconic scenes, quoting emotional monologues, and sharing stories about how the series helped them through difficult chapters of adolescence. For some, he represented hope. For others, he represented the awkward beauty of growing up. A lasting legacy. James Van Der Beek leaves behind a legacy that stretches far beyond television credits. He leaves behind a wife and 6 children who were the center of his world. He leaves behind friends and colleagues who consistently describe him as generous, thoughtful, and deeply present. And he leaves behind a body of work that continues to resonate in many ways. Dawson Leery's journey, filled with passion, heartbreak, ambition, and relentless belief in storytelling, mirrors Van Der Beek's own career. He embraced his defining role without letting it confine him. He laughed at himself when necessary. He grew publicly and privately. Most importantly, he connected as tributes continue to pour in. One sentiment stands out above the rest. James Van Der Beek helped define a generation. Through one small-town teen drama, he became a symbol of vulnerability and emotional honesty at a time when television rarely celebrated either. Though his life was cut tragically short, the impact he made will endure in streaming rewatches, in nostalgic conversations, and in the hearts of those who once saw themselves reflected in a teenage boy staring out over a dock in Cape, dreaming of something bigger. James Van Der Beek was more than Dawson Leery, but for millions, he will always be the boy who taught them it was okay to feel everything.